Queen Mother Champion Chase. I mean, is it simply El Fabiolo? Is it El Fabiolo v John Bon? Is it El Fabiolo, John Bon, and give any others a squeak? I know we all love El Fabiolo. It was great to see him for the first time in the flesh in Dublin, at Leopardstown, and yeah, it'd be good if he can follow up with his Arkle win with a Queen Mother as well. Dawn?
Yeah, we love the double green giant, as we call him, and it's a pity we didn't see due to the weather gods again with the Clarence House that we didn't get to see him and John Bon do what they were going to do. It's going to be a kind of a clash of the Titans. I just hope, and I even seen Nico come out today and said, "Oh well, El Fab doesn't really jump that well." Well, John Bon isn't exactly clean either. But in John Bon's defence, what I will say is that rescheduled Clarence House when he went down on his sword, for a horse to be able to recover like that, you have to give him his dues along with the jockey. You really do, rather than crabbing and crabbing and crabbing. The way he recovered, the way he came back was incredible. Now, we've seen the piece of schooling the other day. It wasn't pretty. Does it need to be pretty if the two of them look? Not all chasers are pretty, and these are big horses. Like El Fab's head is the size of my body. But I adore him, and I adored him when he won the Hilly Way as well back before Christmas. He pecked at the last. He still was able to just zoom away. I wouldn't disregard Edward Stone in here either. Yes, he's 10 now, but he's bloody, like, he's being flawless. People say about him that, oh, he doesn't do that much for me. But his 40-length win there, in the game spirit cannot be ignored. Second to John Bon and the Schlore. And he's won an Arkle, so he deserves a bit of respect. There are whispers, and I know, Danny, you'll be very happy to hear this, about Captain Guinness, the 2021 Arkle winner. He wasn't easy at Navan, but he's kind of blowy. He'd be a bit like Gaelic Warrior. He does get wound up beforehand. He kept on well in the Irish Arkle. He just made a couple of mistakes as well. So do I think it's going to be very clear cut? No. I hope El Fab and John Bon, it isn't going to be like, the Incredible Hulk and Godzilla or something together. I hope they don't cut each other's throats. I think Edward Stone will be there to pick up the pieces if the two of them go hell for leather, or, heaven forbid that it is the jumping comes into consideration that, we have seen them both make clumsy mistakes, but they're that good they can recover and grind back. So I'm hoping the two boys up the hill will be fighting out to the last, and it's not just a very clear 15-lengther, because to me that's not a proper Cheltenham finish, So I'm going to go El Fab, John Bon, a little bit of Edward Stone at the back. But I would keep an eye on Captain Guinness and the way the betting's going, because Henry's horses are really coming into themselves now. This is Henry's horses' time of year.
Yep, I agree. Danny?
Yeah, obviously, El Fab's going to be tough to beat. But Edward Stone, I think they might try to go forward with him, because he enjoyed that last time, and I think that was a career best performance. Obviously, I know it's not quite a great race that in behind, the horses that he beat. It did fall apart a bit, but he did everything right there. He jumped impeccably and he quickened away nicely. So I think Edward Stone's a decent each way price. Possibly, but yeah, I'll stick with Captain Guinness each way. I think it was a career best performance from him in this race last year. Obviously, he was slightly unlucky. I think he was going as good as any three out, and was carried left when he was hampered on the home turn. So yeah, I think he's got a chance here, as Dawn's mentioned there. Henry's horses are coming into themselves now. So yeah, I'll stick with Captain Guinness each way, and maybe a small play on Edward Stone as well. But yeah, El Fab's going to be tough to beat. Just not a betting proposition at that price for me. Maybe one for the multis, but I think there's enough in the price for Edward Stone and Captain Guinness for me.
Yeah. Okay, George.
Yeah, I think El Fabiolo is a class apart here. Like they say, the new element here is Edward Stone will make the running, from everything I've been told, and I don't think he'll get that much hassle, so I highly doubt Editor de Gite's going to run. So the new element is Edward Stone setting a strong pace. try and put pressure on his jumping, your immediate thought is, God, well, if El Fabiolo survives the first 3 fences, he'll be all right. But you've got to bear in mind, this horse had to contend with Dysart Dynamo for most of his career. Something going absolutely flat to the mat from the front isn't going to scare him. Like, if he's dealt with that, he'll deal with Edwardstone. If anything, a strong pace will only bring out the best in him, and it'll probably cause more problems for John Bon. Frighteningly, it's only his 3rd run of the season, and for a Willie horse, he's going to improve. And he was damn good the last day, and he will improve this time. He's just not beatable to me. John Bon will run better than he did the last day. There was a lot said about James Bowen. Was it his fault? Was it not? I'm of the opinion that it was just clashing styles from Nico to James. They ride very, very differently. Which is, it's not James's fault at all, but Nico's a thruster. When he's on a real good 2-mile chaser, he just sends them at everything. Problem is with that, when you sit still, they go anyway. And James is very much a sit still man. And that's basically what happened. He sat still a couple of times and John Bon's launched out of his hands because he's expecting Nico up his neck going, go on, son. Like that's all that's happened with him. But I'm 100% with you on Captain Guinness. He's likely to pick up the pieces, isn't he? He'll be ridden out the back, try and make the most of any mistakes. There's going to be a strong pace, which should mean some of the sort of chaff falls through the field later on. He's finished in the front 3 in 13 out of 20 chase starts, and both of his chase starts at the festival. Second to Shishkin in the Arkle, second to Nogni in Champion Chase. He's a cracking bet each way at 21.
Okay, nice one.